As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a warm, golden glow over the towering skyscrapers of Dubai, Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Crown Prince of Dubai, let out a deep sigh and leaned back in his chair. It had been a long and exhausting day, filled with endless meetings, public appearances, and the constant demands that came with his role as one of the most prominent leaders in the United Arab Emirates. Hamdan had spent the morning touring a newly opened hospital, meeting with the staff and patients and listening intently as they shared their experiences and concerns. He had then rushed to attend the launch of a groundbreaking new sustainability initiative, where he delivered a passionate speech outlining the UAE's commitment to reducing its carbon footprint and leading the charge towards a greener future. In the afternoon, Hamdan had joined his father, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, for a series of high-level discussions on the country's economic and social development. They had pored over detailed reports, debated policy proposals, and charted a course for the nation's continued prosperity. As the day wore on, Hamdan had barely had a moment to catch his breath. He had attended several official functions, posed for countless photographs, and engaged in countless conversations, all the while maintaining the poise and charisma that had made him such a beloved figure both at home and around the world. Now, as he finally had a chance to unwind, Hamdan couldn't help but feel a sense of both pride and exhaustion. He knew that the work he and his family were doing was essential to the well-being and progress of the UAE, but the demands of the job could be overwhelming at times. Shaking off his fatigue, Hamdan stood up and stretched his limbs, a small smile playing on his lips as he thought about the evening ahead. He quickly changed out of his formal attire and into a comfortable pair of sweatpants and a t-shirt, then made his way to the balcony of his palatial residence, where he could gaze out over the glittering cityscape of Dubai. As he took a deep breath of the cool evening air, Hamdan couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for all that he had been able to accomplish. He thought about the countless lives he had touched, the initiatives he had championed, and the positive impact he had made on his beloved homeland. Suddenly, Hamdan's reverie was interrupted by the sound of his phone buzzing. He glanced down to see a message from one of his assistants, informing him that his presence was requested at an emergency meeting. With a sigh, Hamdan reluctantly turned and headed back inside, his evening of rest and relaxation cut short by the demands of his role. As he made his way to the meeting, Hamdan couldn't help but feel a pang of disappointment. He had been so looking forward to a quiet evening, to perhaps reading a book or simply spending time with his family. But duty called, and Hamdan knew that he had to answer. Once the meeting was over, Hamdan returned to his room, his mind swirling with the details of the crisis that had unfolded. He knew that he would need to be up early the next morning to continue addressing the situation, but for now, all he wanted was to get some much-needed rest. Hamdan quickly prepared for bed, brushing his teeth and changing into his sleepwear. As he slid beneath the cool, crisp sheets, he couldn't help but feel a sense of relief wash over him. Finally, he could let go of the stresses of the day and allow his body and mind to recharge. With a contented sigh, Hamdan closed his eyes and whispered a quiet good night to his loyal followers on social media. He knew that they were always there, supporting him and his family, and he was grateful for their unwavering devotion. As he drifted off to sleep, Hamdan couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of purpose. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new opportunities, and new chances to make a difference in the lives of his people. But for now, he was at peace, knowing that he had done his best and that his country was in good hands.